Okay, we're good. Right. So last time we finished the first scenario of Greece. This time we'll be doing the second one. But I do just want to quickly show you something about the first scenario to show you that I wasn't going insane last time. Because if you remember, I built a bunch of slingers to go and destroy a tower, and then we went over there and the tower wasn't there. The tower does exist. I wasn't going insane. What I reckon happened is, you see these guys here, these clubmen. I reckon they all went over there and battered down the tower. Either them or Red, but I think it was them, because you may remember that one clubman appeared in this wood line and killed a villager that was on low HP, but just one clubman. I wonder if like the four of them went over there and attacked the tower, and then they killed it and one survived, and then it went over here. I feel like that was possibly what happened. But yeah, just justifying what I was doing then, and that I wasn't going completely insane. So let's head into the second mission. Take a look at Citadel. This is the one that was confusing me with the Egypt campaign, the farming scenario, when I was thinking the ruins in the west corner were guarded by towers. Actually, there's some ruins in the west corner of this map that are guarded by towers, and those were what I was getting confused with. The objective here is to capture the ruins on the map and to build two towers beside them. I think that that's only the ones that are in the west corner that are controlled by the enemy. Might be others on the map, I can't remember, but I don't know if you have to build towers by all of them or just the ones in the corner. Use your initial stone reserves wisely. Stone will prove useful in several situations, not least to actually build those towers, since if I don't have enough stone left by the end of the mission, then to build the towers, then I will have failed. Now you're doctoring scenarios in an attempt to prove your sanity. Okay, damn. I don't know what I can do to prove it to you, Pyrosaurus Rex. You're gonna have to just download the game and see for yourself. So this one, I believe we start in the Tall Age, and which gives me a lot more chance to get built up early on and not to feel too pressured by an initial rush. Fingers crossed. Gonna explore this sort of area, find out what we've got. There's a land bridge over here, which is the main thing that I have to worry about in terms of threat from the enemy. But they actually live up in the top left of the map, so they have to come the long way around. And this is the land bridge, or the shallows, so I need to guard this area basically whilst I build up. Villager is completely glitching out. So I was having a little look at the Greek tech tree to remind myself of what units I'd have for this campaign, because I remembered it was pretty lackluster. They have one great advantage, which is that the hoplites, which are kind of almost like Teutonic Knights if you compare them to AoE 2, they move fast, or faster, so I think it's 30%, which makes them pretty damn good, considering that their only weakness is that they move really slowly normally. Yet, besides that, like, they don't have a lot. Their archery range is basically non-existent. They don't get any kind of chariots. Seems the enemy is going to start coming, so I think I better upgrade to axemen sooner rather than later. In fact, it's a big mistake that I haven't already done it, because the axeman is so beefy compared to the stuff that I have at this point. So let's quickly get axeman. Might have to retreat a little bit from him when he first comes, but I've been kind of making it up as I go along at the start and not really being too urgent in actually getting an army as such, when really I could have done with focusing on that axeman upgrade, making a few less villagers at the start. Probably. Fortunately, it looks like there's not going to be too much of an attack, although, you know, losing those clubmen without actually doing so much damage to the enemy and getting them upgraded to axemen is a bit of a waste. I'm going to build a market because we're going to need farms sooner rather than later. I'm trying to avoid making any of the farms until I can get domestic. Oh, I already had a market. What am I even doing? I wasn't even looking at that properly. I just assumed I didn't have one. Oh well. No doubt somebody will have spotted that and just been screaming at you. What are you doing? You already have one. The other night it was 2 storage pits. Tonight it's 2 markets. There's a lot of upgrades to get though. It's, you know, I can get 2 at the same time. No, I'm not going to be able to justify it like that. I doubt you're going to let me get away with it. 2 markets, OP strat, absolutely. Doing things like it's Age of Empires 2 and I want to go and trade. Make trade carts from lots of markets. Nope, I wish I was being that efficient with the double market strat, but I'm really not. So we saw that the axemen had actually +2/+2, so I still don't want to be triggering attacks or anything because they are much stronger than me still at this point in time. That farm takes such a long time to be built. Probably just build some more houses out of the way. Okay, I think I'm going to get away with just having more time to build up and... Yep, the farms do run out of food in this game, and when they do, it's incredibly annoying compared to AoE 2 because there is no farm queue, and you can't even right-click on farms or anything to rebuild them or anything like that. Have to do it the hard way. Just noticed that I've got 400 stone at this point, which is enough to build 2 towers, I think, in total. I will need to get this upgrade to actually make those towers. Oh, misclicks. Wanted to make an archer range up here. Start getting some upgrades for the axemen. Oh, this guy's trapped. Quickly getting up towards population limit already, so won't be too long until I think about actually just attacking, because I'll be able to rebuild it when I lose, but I imagine I will lose most of that when I venture out. They've probably got some Bronze Age stuff by the time I actually do move out. But I guess I can probably cut villager production at this point. It's nice to be playing a more peaceful scenario where I don't get rushed instantly. I mean, there was that one axeman at the start, but it doesn't seem to have triggered the horde. Oh, he's still here. Look at this. Maybe if I kill him, then that's what will annoy the enemy. Oh, here we go. They were all lurking there. So it's pretty fortunate, actually, not to have triggered all that much earlier than this. I'm just going to turn that down slightly in my headset, if you don't mind. It feels it's a little bit loud. I think it's the same volume as I was playing with last night, but don't particularly like it as loud as that. It's a bit distracting because it sounds much louder in my headset than it does on the stream. Oh, sneaky. At least these aren't Hittite ships anymore, with the +5 range. I have to use the bowman to deal with the ship, which, as I mentioned before, is pretty effective. But it looks like I've bitten off more than I can chew in this fight, and should probably be retreating out of there. But whatever. Isn't no way but the hard way. I'm going to build a barracks up here as well, just to make it a little bit quicker to reinforce. And soon we'll think about Bronze Age, as well as maybe getting that range upgrade for the troops and to make my woodcutters a bit better. Probably put another storage bit here just to make things a bit quicker as well. It's like poking a hive of bees or something, a hive of angry bees. As soon as you annoy them, all hell breaks loose. But it's gonna be fine. I've got my production facilities here. I can probably even throw in another archery range, although this village is probably gonna die. Delete that, make another archery range. This guy has to die as well. Not the best placed archery range you'll ever see, but it's not terrible. Oh, is he really still alive? That's ridiculous. I guess my villagers are only doing like 1 damage to him. Alright, we've ridden the storm. Just need to get all these villagers retasked. And that will have made like the whole map significantly easier now at this point. Which farms don't have people on them? Just those bottom 3, isn't it? Loom, yeah, I wish I had loom. There is some kind of technology in the Imperial Age that makes your villagers really, really powerful. I forget what it is, and I don't know if it's available to all civilizations, but still looking at this and trying to figure out who's got which farms need it. That guy's just gone all the way around there. Whoa, there's still quite a lot of people here. I want rid of this scout ship primarily. It's the thing that's going to be most annoying to me. I'm going to put another forward archery range. Probably just keep building more production facilities forward and forward. A little bit more like multiplayer AOC than some of the other ways I've been building up my bases in previous scenarios. Because otherwise, like, my units will come from here and then they'll go all the way up here and around the whole map, like in a big circle, basically. I guess 1 or 2 more villages on farms when we this to help keep up this level of production. Ah, the tower got the building foundation. That's GG a bit of wood. It doesn't matter. I might even put a dock here actually. It's a decent fishing location. He looks like he's going to somewhere where there's nothing. Messy, but what the hell. Just stay on 1 or 2 production facilities, and then I kept adding more. I'm going to delete 1 farm because this is just, it's too crowded there. Like, my villagers are coming out of the TC and getting stuck. He looks like he's going to somewhere where there's nothing. Messy, but what the hell. Oh dear. The great run on the farms is started. Manually reseeding an absolute ton of stuff. Wow, they're just not letting up. Let me get some scout ships of my own. Might as well just back away. And now I'm getting low on wood. Come on. This guy is on the verge of death. My forward builder, my combat engineer. Ah, idle. I want to go Bronze Age at this point. Get more upgrades. Even if I don't find gold yet, because they will be busy mining all this gold. I've still got a little bit of gold in the bank to help me get at least more upgrades for my Tall Age units. It's crazy like how well matched up bowman is against the scout ship. I mean, like, it's just done like 20% damage to a ship, 1 archer. Consider how that dynamic plays out in AoE 2. It's much more in favour of the ship. We can go Bronze Age now. At SMV, I don't think the AI wants you across there, indeed. I'm getting that impression too. This is the end of the water. There's some more golden stuff up here actually, but they may also be claiming that by now. Oh, damn. See if I can use the ships to help with this situation as well. I could make slingers, but trying to conserve the stone. Although I do have enough to make the 2 towers, so it shouldn't be too big a deal. Probably get myself a new forward builder as well. This axeman being extremely dumb. It looks like I'm going to lay claim to this gold, all of it. Doesn't look like they've come here and mined it all out too much at this point. So when that Bronze Age kicks in, I'll be able to get pretty good units. Random transport. TC by the gold. I need a government centre first though to do that. May as well get a war galley, range upgrade. Guess I can probably drop down to slightly fewer farms at this point, so I might not reseed actually. A couple more after this. We'll get infantry attack and then archer armour after that. Oh, they've managed to bypass it all. It must be transporting. I think this transport has just dropped all of that stuff off. Send the bowmen back. Probably gonna take a couple of perhaps even more than a couple of villager casualties while all this is going on. I'll lure them to the shore as well to help let the galleys help out. Or are they just gonna go straight past? They're just gonna go straight past. Okay, fair enough. Just have to send the bowmen. Like I almost can't be bothered to to fight against this because my villagers will just do 1 damage anyway. Like I may as well just ignore it and wait for the bowmen to go back. Academy. I need a stable to build an academy. You know, it doesn't really matter that they killed some of my villagers at home because it's gonna just be like reducing my population count, and then I can rebuild the villages forward on the area with the gold. Makes more sense. Build some cavalry for now, and an academy to get those hoplites that I was talking about. So where is the enemy dock? That is the question. Where are the transports being spawned from? Right over here, but it's going to be quite taxing to destroy unless I just stand there. Because I would be taking fire from the towers, but unfortunately just about out of range. We'll probably get cavalry upgrades at this point as well. Already have the attack from earlier. Maybe even some siege too. I also pulled that one cavalry unit back because I thought I may as well heal it afterwards a little bit later. The cavalry have no pierce armor, unlike the knights of AoE 2, so they do actually take a ton of damage from these tool-age bowmen. So, you know, once my own bowmen get back up here, then I'm gonna be using them to help me a lot more. Not that. Temple. It's taking a long time to mine that gold. There we get on over here. Okay, dock is about to be down. Hopefully now I've got line of sight to attack the towers without getting shot back. Yes, I have. Still taking an incredibly long time to get the gold in. Must have a very slow gather rate by comparison to the other resources. I mean, that increases the carry amount, but not the speed at which it's mined, as far as I know. Of course, it does help if you don't have a villager trapped in the mines. Horrible fate to endure. Fortunately, it's above ground mine. Do you have priest takes forever as well? What the hell? See, that gives piercing armor, but only to the infantry, so the cavalry are going to remain pretty vulnerable to arrows being shot at them, which is a complete difference to AoE 2, where like knights are the enemy of crossbowmen. Obviously I'm not talking about actual counter units like skirmishes and stuff, but pretty generally, you know, if in open ground the knights are going to do pretty well with their high pierce armor, etc. Unless we're talking about incredible numbers of crossbowmen. The monks or priests can actually heal the stone throwers as well, I believe. So you can heal siege weapons without having to have a villager repair them. In fact, you can't get villagers to repair them, from what I remember. Yep, someone was just saying that on the chat. Yeah, Sci-Flight, it doesn't hurt to diversify it and not just have pro stuff. We will be obviously having the Arabia Invitational games at the weekend to wrap up what's been a very good tournament. Third place on matches on 16 GMT on Saturday, and then 14 GMT on Sunday for the actual final. I don't really need to waste my time destroying everything here actually. Just mainly destroy production facilities and the towers, and then I can run vills through to finish the job. I actually start moving some vills up now. I needed to get sentry towers, I think. So start researching too. Ruins are over here somewhere, I think. Somewhere. Maybe they were here, actually. Yeah, I think they were. You can play this on Voobly, yes, indeed. That's one reason why I'm doing a Let's Play of it, because it's a Voobly game. Like, I probably wouldn't be Let's Playing it on this channel if it wasn't a game that you could play on Voobly. There is actually an active community, more so for Age of Empires 1 rather than the expansion. It's very small, but it's active nonetheless. And if you do install it, point your Voobly at the game installation, then Voobly will patch it so that you can be playing on this widescreen 1080p HD resolution without any problems. Very, very easy. That sound should have been Sentry Tower kicking in, indeed it was. And this will end the mission for us. Haven't listened to these sounds in 20 years, man. That must be a real nostalgia trip. Why do more people play the base game in the ROR? I guess it could be an example of a criticism that is also levelled at the HD expansions, where the balance just changed and people don't like it. The current AoE 2 high skill community is obviously, you know, it has been slow to adopt different things like the original mod version of Forgotten Empires and the balance patch that Carlos Ferdinand worked on, although there has been a couple of very, very successful tournaments run on that. And it hasn't become mainstream. Perhaps there is the same kind of thing going on for the original AoE 1, where the community is, and perhaps this even stems back to the Zone days, even before the expansion. Perhaps they were just much more entrenched in the original game's balance and mechanics. There's probably a higher skill ceiling to play Age of Empires 1 as well, because it's, although Rise of Rome itself is less user-friendly than AoE 2 by a long, long way, AoE 1 even more so. So perhaps that plays a part as well. Anyway, I'm going to update the overlay and then we'll get into the next one. Yeah, the production building queue, that could be one of the things. Perhaps the AoE 1 community does prefer the skill ceiling that's raised by only being able to queue one unit at a time in production facilities. That is quite possibly one of the things. But I guess the only way to find out really is to go into the Voobly Age of Empires 1 lobby and ask them, like, why aren't you all playing Rise of Rome? Yeah, Minnow and Composite Bowman with crazy range. Absolutely. Probably not as annoying as those Hittite ships that were ruining my life the other day. Anyway, third mission of the Greek campaign, Ionian expansion. This is basically the game's attempt to portray the expansion of Greeks into the coast of Asia Minor, which is like the west coast of Turkey in this case, and fittingly we will have to go and establish a government centre across the sea to the east, which is a pretty nice way of symbolising it, I think. There is another way to win the scenario, which is to find 3 ruins. You do have to find the ruins in the third set of ruins, I think, is basically where you have to build the government centre anyway, more or less, like quite close to it. So either method of victory is roughly the same in terms of you still have to defeat the main enemy, which is across the sea to the east, who are across the sea to the east even. But you also have to explore to the west if you want to get the third ruin. The first one being actually on your in your base at the start on your island. Once again, it's going to be quite a naval-oriented scenario, but equally, like I will have to be landing powerfully as well later on. I'm gonna just focus on exploring my own island in the early days to find where everything is, whilst also starting to get some ships out. I don't know how many fishing ships I'm going to be able to get away with before I get attacked. Probably won't do more than 1 or 2. In fact, it seems like all the fish is really close to the shore. Oh, there's a deep fish. I don't know what the different gather rates are between the deep sea fish and the shore fish in AoE 2 for fishing ships. In AoE 1 for fishing ships, I don't know whether it's a similar situation to AoE 2, where it's infinitely preferable to go for deep fish if they're within about 7 tiles, I think it is, or maybe, I think it's 14 tiles is like the threshold, but I don't know whether that means 14 tiles away or 14 tiles out and back. So as I continue to explore up towards the top of the map, I will find the first of those ruins, although I think I will prefer to win the scenario via the building the government centre method. I might kind of partially achieve the ruins method just to show you, but then ultimately win it with the government centre approach. Hopefully if I do well enough with building a navy, then I can avoid any landings, but a cautionary upgrade to Axeman could very well be worthwhile anyway, especially if they land me in another base and I'm not ready for it. But I'll spread my clubmen a bit to give me more line of sight on my island. Oh, we're on really fast speed, aren't we? A little bit too fast to play on. It would obviously speed up the let's play, but it's just a bit too uncomfortable to play at that speed for my liking anyway. I know a lot of people do play Age of Empires 1 on the fastest speed. Some people are really very skilled at speedrunning on it. Just don't personally like it. Looks like that transport just picked some people up and it's gonna try to make a run for it. I hope so, because that's just a lot of free kills I just got there. I think I'm going to need to build just one unit to go up to the one building even to go up to the Tool Age, the Bronze Age. So this is an island that's got nothing really much on it but towers, I don't think. Then there's a kind of chain of islands up here that has the gold that I can take. Seems they have another dock somewhere to have been able to build that ship, or else. This one was just kind of loose, and I probably allowed it to slip past my defences. So this will be the sort of area, you can see the flag where I need to build that government centre. And those guys are getting a little bit too close to... Those guys will stand ground just outside the dock. These guys are going to jump in the transport that I get, and I'll be able to land the enemy, start building up on their side, because it's going to be a lot easier than just transporting across. But I'll also want to potentially take the gold in the kind of northern part of the map as well. But I should be able to take this safely as well, and that may well be enough to complete this scenario. Thinking that this Bronze Age was taking a hell of a long time, but it's nearly done. Got quite a bit of stone as well, which will enable me to drop some towers on their island to fortify this area when I first land. Where's that transport? Doesn't seem to be much going on here. Fishing eco has gone a bit idle. Looks like they're stepping it up a gear over here. find a spot to build a storage pit here as well and get that, get this gold too. Probably way more gold than I need, but I don't need to transport anymore. Just delete it. Take the pop room. Also, these clubmen may as well die. They're really not serving any purpose at this point. Probably try and take some of these short fish if they're so close. The AI has compulsion to repair its buildings that are getting damaged is really its downfall in this area 1. I think it's something that like the developers should have picked up when they were doing all their internal testing, because it clearly makes it play much weaker. Villagers are travelling a very long way to drop off resources, so wheel is really useful to get at this point. I was doing more of a rush strategy, so I wasn't paying too much attention to it, finding the upgrades at the start or anything. Oh, let's see if I can get that tower. Looks like they were intending to completely fill their island with towers. But I got here too quickly for them. Maybe I should play more of this than AoE 2. Yep, I agree, Normano. I think I am doing it at the moment. I don't know if the game in AoE 1 actually is Twitch. Like, is actually loaded into Twitch. I guess the reason to keep it on AoE 2 could be that it will let people know on AFC Zone that the channel is live so that they can check it out, because that's the one reason why I've kept it like that. Normano always with the banter, but he can't spell it. Such a shame. So, just pushing my way up towards this area, because this is where I'm going to have to build the the government centre to finish off the mission. It's basically about making safe paths for my villagers, but they've got a lot of towers here by this point. And as I was saying before, the cavalry don't have any pierce armour, so they will wait for the stone throwers. Maybe you should just banter instead of playing AOC. You seem much better at that. Romano getting absolutely wrecked in the chat. Gotta say, I'm pretty happy about that. Once these towers are in, I can move in and build up that government centre and finish the mission off. In fact, I can probably place it now. Although, actually thinking about it, if I do that, the towers will probably one-shot it because the foundation will appear. And there we go, we have expanded to Ionia, or eastern seaboard of the Greek world. I'm gonna take a couple of minutes break at this point, but I shall be back any moment, basically. Let's have this strings medley music as intermission.